Fees, fees, fees. Hi, Josh Melberg here, and today we're going to talk about the different types of fees we've seen in variable annuities. And what are some of the questions that you should ask? Now, here's the thing. Everything has a cost to it, right? If you put your money into a savings account at a fraction of a percent, there's a cost. You don't get much of a return. If you put your money in the market, you could lose money or they might charge you a fee. The question is it reasonable? Okay, so I've seen 9 different types of fees within variable annuities, and what matters is the cost worth the benefits? And that's a question you're going to have to find out for yourself. And some of them are pretty extreme, and some of them are so bad. So let's get very specific here with what we call variable annuities. So what is a variable annuity? Well, in short, imagine you have this box, right? And variable annuities invest into sub-accounts. In other words, is kind of like a mutual fund, stock funds, bond funds, international funds, and there's the benefits. The benefits are if you have a stock fund and a bond fund, international fund, you can trade back and forth within this box. It's not a problem because it's a tax-free transfer as long as you stay within this box, because the account has what you call a tax-deferred wrapper, which is great for high-income earners, which is great for non-IRA money or non-401k money. And so if you're a high-income earner and you need a low cost, they could be worth it. But there are multiple costs involved with this. So generally speaking, the cost for that wrapper or variable annuities will come with a mortality and expense fee, also known as a mortality M&E fee, mortality and expense fee. That all variable annuities have them. Now, we also know that there's mutual funds within these accounts, and these mutual funds, known as sub-accounts, that's what they're called in the variable annuity, sub-accounts, mutual funds, okay, they're going to have their own cost. And within those mutual funds, they may be anywhere from 1 to, 0.5% as high as 2.5% within those mutual funds, okay? They're going to range. Mortality expense fee, I've seen as low as 0.5%. I've seen as high as 2% for that mortality expense fee. Okay, so right there you got to add those two up. All variable annuities have that. Now, some variable annuities have what you call an administration fee, admin fee, right? So they're going to send you a statement every month. Sometimes they're going to charge $25 a year. Sometimes they're going to charge 0.5% a year just for an administration fee. What a lot of the prospectuses don't necessarily show or put in there is with these mutual fund managers, they're buying and selling constantly within those accounts, and every mutual fund is a little bit different. And there's what we call a turnover ratio. It's how many times do you buy and sell within those mutual funds. It's not necessarily trading them yourselves, it's the managers managing. So you want to make sure, it's not the easiest to find out, but you want to find out what the turnover ratio is. Okay, so what we know is they have mortality expense fees, sub-account fees, turnover ratio fees. They may or may not have an administration fee. Now, the turnover ratio could be, 0.2%, and it could be 2% a year. It just really depends how aggressive and how much turnover that the manager has. Now, here's where the bells and whistles start adding up to the accounts, because most of the accounts that are offered today just don't come with this by themselves. A lot of times they're proposed to you, oh, that's all it is. Or maybe they'll say, the only fee is 1%. And it's for the mortality expense fee, but they forget to tell you the sub-account fees. Or if they do, it's only 0.5%. They show you the lowest cost. And a lot of times these fees have the right to increase. So what they may say, it's 1% the first year, but then they have the right to increase it down the road. So some of these prospectuses are 1,400, 1,900 pages long. So if you're ever up late at night and you get bored, you need something for late night reading, this will put you right to sleep with this 1,400-page prospectus. Let's talk about the bells and whistles. Okay? Bells and whistles. There are benefits to this. The cost is, what is the benefit? Well, let's say you put $500,000 inside of a variable annuity, and they promise to pay you 5% out of that account. Okay, they promise to pay you $25,000 per year for the rest of your life. Now, it's not out of their money, it's out of your money. Okay, and it is a benefit because your money is what? It's in the market, it's doing this. And if the market doesn't perform well and you spend that money down to zero, if it has an income rider on it, if it has a GWMB fee, they will provide this $25,000 a year for life no matter how long you live. Okay, so that is a benefit. Now, there are up to 3 types of fees that they can charge you. So sometimes they only say it's only one income rider fee, but there's up to 3 types of income rider fees, and they may have more than one. So that's something you want to make sure you find out is just one income rider fee, or is it up to 3? Because they might just tell you one, and that income rider fee could be an additional, 1 to 2%, okay? And there could be up to 3 of them, okay? Now, let's say you're married. Let's say you want to make sure you want to be covered and your wife is going to be covered. They can add a spousal continuation fee. And that spousal continuation fee could be, 0.2% to another 1% per year. Okay? Now, then they have what I call bells and whistles. This is where it gets exciting. This is the sizzle, right? Okay. Well, some of these companies say, well, we're going to give you a bonus. All right, so they're going to give you like a 5% bonus, or that means you put in, $500,000. They're going to add $25,000 to your account from day one. Now, they don't do that for the goodness of their heart. They want to incentivize you to put money with the company so they can, hold your money and make money off of it. So what happens is sometimes they'll add a bonus fee. And that bonus fee I've seen go from, 0.5% to 1% per year. All right? Well, then there's income rider fees that actually some companies say your account will grow by 6% per year or 7% per year. And that 7% per year, it doesn't mean your account grows by that. It just means your income benefit grows by that. So you're going to want to watch these videos to understand the differences. It doesn't mean you can pull that money out, and a lot of people think you can. And what's interesting is those fees many times are based on the greater of the market value or the income rider value, income account value, which means if your fee is based on the greater of the two, some of these fees are guaranteed to increase. So imagine, not only do you have fees, but now you have guaranteed increasing fees. Okay? So there could be the bonus fee, the spousal continuation fee, the income rider fee at the 3 of them, and the fees can be based on the income account value, which grows, and which means your fees are guaranteed to increase. Then there's what we call a death benefit fee. Okay, that could be an optional. A death benefit fee means some companies say your account will grow by 5% per year for your wife or your heirs, which is definitely a benefit. However, you got to look at the terms, because some of these benefits, the death benefit stops growing at age 80 or age 85. So if you live longer than that, your death benefit doesn't grow anymore. And that could be an additional, 1% per year. Okay? And this is why you want to make sure you add the math up, right? Because once you add the mortality expense fee, the sub-account fees, in which all have the right potentially to go up, the administration fee, the turnover ratio fee, which doesn't always show in the contract, these are just typical. That's like getting your basic car, no bells and whistles. Then you have the income rider fees. It could be up to 3 of them. The spousal continuation, the bonus fees, the death benefit fees. I've seen fees go as high as 8.8% in fees per year. Okay, so I've seen fees as low as 2.5% fees per year once you add everything up. You just want to make sure it's worth it, because think of it this way. There is a benefit. They promise to pay you $25,000 a year. Okay? But if they're going to charge you $25,000 a year in fees, okay, if they're going to pay you $2,000 a month in monthly income out of your own money, but they're also going to charge you $2,000 a month, you just have to weigh if that's right for you or not.